What's happening, fellow rock and roll fans? Got some more music and some really good stuff today. So first of all, let's start with the CDs. First of all, I don't know how I missed this, but I've had two Who albums before. I now have the third one on CD. Quadrophenia, the original soundtrack. Now, unfortunately, the film on VHS actually cuts out. I don't know if that's an error or whether that is legit, but apparently the VHS version stops around about the time when they arrest Sting in the back of the police van. It just goes blank for no reason. But yeah, this is the full album, which of course my mum naturally has on original vinyl. That is absolutely beautiful. It is a double album as well. Really happy to get that. Really am happy to get that. Try and find somewhere to put these. That'll do. Next, another great stuff. There was the Velvet Underground. The trouble is, though, it had someone else's name on it. So is that sort of like basically a case of someone just band hopping or singing them? There was another Procol Harum there. I, however, went for classic tracks and rarities and anthology. Another double album, but again, Procol Harum. These are the guys that did the Whiter Shade of Pale and various other ones. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous album to get. Cannot wait to listen to this. And yes, I might be sort of like constantly listening to Whiter Shade of Pale every single time. Anyway, moving on to VHSs. Sadly, no cassettes this time. I did buy one cassette, but it was a horrible one. This is Elvis Aloha from Hawaii. Oh yes, very happy to get this one indeed. Another Elvis added to the collection. Very nice indeed. Very good to get as well. Next we have Country Stars. We have Tammy Wynette and George Jones. And yes, these two did marry. They got divorced, but here is a combination of some of their best hits. It's definitely on VHS. Like I say, I don't find country videos very often. Don't find videos at all very often nowadays. And then finally, for the videos that is, we have Dedication, the very best of Thin Lizzy. This was my first Thin Lizzy album. Unfortunately, it does trip a little bit at one point, but again, I rescued it from a place that is now sadly long gone, but this was my first Thin Lizzy album. Second one was Johnny and the Fox, because my dad had that one and I liked the album, and I've got various cassette tapes on them. Sadly, my Live and Dangerous cassette did do the bit where the cassette tape flips over, and bummer. But I still do have that, I think. I don't know if I threw it away or not, but like I say, I probably did. Anyway, moving on, we now have a huge selection of records. First of all, we have the incomparable Charlie Pride. I actually only had a few of these records. I thought I had more of him, but no. Absolutely lovely album to get. Very nice indeed. Next we have Albert Switzer, J.S. Bach organ music. This is a very old one, this one. I've no idea on the year of this, unfortunately, because there's no actual year on it. But it has to be quite an early album, because you can tell sort of like the corners. This is how records used to be made. 78 used to come in sort of like a paper sleeve, a big thick paper sleeve, but this is when 33.5s were coming out. Either way, very nice album to get, one that I didn't actually have, and surprisingly, it's in good condition. Most of the time, they're usually either scratched to oblivion or are just no good. Next, we have Street Organ d'Albra, Holland Souvenir. Now, I already have this album, or I already have this machine on another record, but I don't actually have this one, and it does actually say, as you can see, Souvenir from Holland. Also has an original price of £3.29. I would presume that was sort of like the second-hand shop or the other shop. It's also got writing on the back here that says how long each bit goes on for, which is rather nice. It actually says 1965 on here. Interesting. But yeah, I do have that one. The next one I'm going to need a bit of help with. Anybody out there speak Russian or know of the Russian language? Yeah, our charity shop that I volunteer in has had some Russian records in. Past what they are. I grabbed this one purely because it has a certain thing he's holding up. Oh yeah, that's an accordion. But I have absolutely no idea what his name is. So there it is. to me it just looks like it's Opalinka Bochipenoba. I have no idea. But again, really nice to get this. I would presume it's just sort of like a Russian sort of like accordion player, but again, I don't know. So if anybody does know what that album says, please do tell me, because I need to know to put it in my book, because I've just literally put Russian record. Next up, these are from the car boot sale. Those came from the charity shop. These came from the car booty. We have Country Hits for Lovers. Sadly, this is warped. I don't know why it's warped, but it is sadly warped. So I'm going to have to start looking out for one of these. It's in fair condition. It's got some surface scrapes, but the most problem is the fact that it's warped, and that is a real bummer. Next we have Radcliffe's Steam Carnival on Tour. I absolutely love my albums like this. I have a horrible feeling that I already have this album though, because looking at it now, but the problem is though, is the fact that these were mass produced, but what they would do is they would change the album cover. So if I do have this one, it's probably got a different cover. But either way, really cool to get. Ain't We Got Fun, the mighty Mariner Fairground organ, next to a lovely beautiful old steam engine. Really do like these sort of standalone organs or mechanical organs. Like I say, they do appear in sort of like the steam shows, but you never see them on record or CD anymore. It's like, come on, bring them out on CD, cassettes even. Well, I do find them sometimes on cassette, or I think I found most of them on cassette, but unfortunately you just don't see them anymore. Anyway, those came from the Fordham car boot sale. These ones came from the Mildenhall car boot sale. This is Journey Captured. Now, I only paid £1 for this, and that's the reason why. Oh, hang on, wrong corner. That's the reason why. As you can see, sticker damage in the corner, where someone had obviously written down an old price. But yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous to get, as you can see. There was 2 other albums that the guy had there. He had Journey. There was another Journey album, one with the face on the front, not the Scarab Beetle. And the other album that looked quite interesting was called Vixen, their first ever album. That was absolutely scratched to oblivion. That was literally, looked like it had been well and truly played and basically dragged along the ground a lot. But this one, it is a double, and it is absolutely gorgeous to get. So I'm going to have to go back a little bit here for this. But as you can see, in fact, I'll start over here. Zoom out a bit. Absolutely gorgeous album to get. Just one of the best albums I have ever seen. And like I say, I am a fan of Journey, so it was really nice to get that. And the final album is Rhubarb. Now, this was a 1970s cartoon that was drawn with magic markers, so all the animation is bouncing everywhere. But this was a really nice thing to find. The guy who was selling these had another record. He had an Eagles album, not the Eagles, just Eagle. Had a beautiful picture on the front of it, nice textured pressing as well, which means it's a first pressing. I don't know how much he wanted for it, because he said, right, those ones down there are £1 each. These ones here I've got a list for. Or no, he said they vary in price. So I was like, yeah, you can basically go away for that. Because he also had Atari 2600 cartridges in the box, £9 each, and the boxes were in horrid condition. And he had an NES. £100, came with 3 games, Mario Duck Hunt, 2 controllers, Bobbling, which is the one where sort of like you are tobogganing down, you have to sort of like flap around like that to avoid things, collecting soda cans, and Snake, Rattle and Roll. But it didn't come with a power adapter, and he wanted £100 for it. Yeesh. So I only grabbed those records. Anyway, that is it, and that is the update for 18. Thank you very much for watching. Like I say, if you do know what that Russian record says, please do comment below, because I would love to know what it is. I'll listen to it, and if it is sort of like accordion with band, I might get rid of it. It depends. Anyway, see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.